Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk to you about the new murder mystery series that I finished just recently, and this is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. You may be aware, but he already has another established murder mystery series, a Thursday Murder Club. And maybe you read some of these books, maybe you haven't, but I would like to discuss this new book by him and just share my opinions and maybe some thoughts and just have a bit of a discussion with you. In We Solve Murders, we have a detective duo, quite an unusual one at that. This is Amy Wheeler and Steve Wheeler, their daughter and father-in-law, which I found quite an interesting duo for this type of books. Steve is a retired policeman. He lives in a small English town. He enjoys his routines, his pub quizzes, his friends and relations. He recently lost his beloved wife and he is grieving. He has a habit of having long night walks around the town and talking to his wife. And on the other hand, we have an Emmy Wheeler, who is an adrenaline junkie. She is a private bodyguard. She loves the life of adventure. She travels around the world with her clients and she protects them. And when this book starts, we see Emmy Wheeler protecting a very famous writer, Rosie D'Antonio. Because Rosie D'Antonio managed to enrage a Russian oligarch, portraying him in quite an unfavorable way in one of her latest books. And he promised to kill her. But at the same time, some very strange things start happening around Emmy. One of the clients of the firm where Amy is actually employed found dead. He was shot, drowned, and eaten by a shark. And there is a very large sum of money found next to him. And what is the most peculiar, he is not the only one, because there are already quite a few bodies, and all of them in some ways are connected to Amy. And Amy decides to enlist Steve as your help to try to investigate what actually happens. And even though Steve is very reluctant to embark on this new investigation, he has no choice, because he has a very strong family connection with his daughter-in-law. They have very close relationship and he is very eager to protect her. And this is how this crazy adventure starts. And we follow Amy, Steve, and Rosie D'Antonio, how they're flying on private jets across the world to different locations and trying to investigate why these murders are connected to Amy and what is actually happening and who is the person behind all of it. If you already read any of the stories by Richard Osman, you're probably already aware of his signature style, because all the chapters in his books are very crisp, sharp, and short, which makes his book very addictive to read. At the same time, it is all complemented by very interesting British style humor and lots of fun banter between the characters in his books. I find all his books very sentimental. And if you're in the mood for these heartwarming detective mystery stories, I think you will really appreciate his books. All in all, I would recommend these books to people that really like some humor, some very fun banter, and lots of sentimentality in their murder mysteries. I don't really think that these books will suit someone who is looking for something more serious and the sort of procedural investigation books, because these books are just more light, unhinged, and just fun to follow. And I really feel that Richard Osman found this formula that makes his books very original and popular. And I feel that he starts abusing this formula. Because as for me, I started this journey of his books with his first book in his original murder mystery series, first the Murder Club mystery series. And I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, I feel that the more books you read by him, the more unhinged they become. And I feel that in We Solve Murders, it's actually brought to another level when Rosie D'Antonio is correcting her lipstick while she's trying to hide from shooting, or she's wearing a tiara while in the bushes hiding from a killer. And there are lots of these sort of small things that I personally find quite peculiar, and I'm not really sure I'm totally on board with them. And another thing that I would like to discuss in this video is actually the reason why this book was written, because I honestly don't really understand why. Because I had a very strong feeling that this is just a clone of the first series. Yes, we have different characters with different names, we have different locations and a new murder mystery, but it felt very, very similar to the first murder mystery series. As if we try to change the name of the characters, we will see exactly the same characters from the first series. I personally have a very strong feeling that this book was just a marketing act in order to attract new readership. Because Richard Osman already has an established and very successful murder mystery series. But I think the readership falls with every new book in the series because in order to join the series, you probably will have to start from the first book. And in order to attract this new readership, they probably just decided to start a new murder mystery series, which is okay as for me. But at the same time, I feel that this book doesn't really offer anything original. And if, for instance, you personally like what I was describing and you feel that this book might be interesting for you, I would actually advise you to start with an original murder mystery series, just because it's already established. And if you like it, you actually have quite a few books that you can read and enjoy. But at the same time, if you don't like it, well, it's fine, you're not losing anything anyway. I personally do enjoy his books, and well, it's a fifth book I'm reading by him. But I treat his books as just a break between more serious books I'm reading. They're very light, they're very fun, and I think if you're in the mood for something like that, you'll have great time with them. But again, I just would advise you to start with the first The Murder Club mystery. Just because I think this book, this new book with solved murders, doesn't really bring anything original. Please do let me know if you've already read some of his books, what you think about it, and yes, just share your opinions and I would like to discuss them with you. I hope you like this video. I see you soon. Bye.